but the 4-1-2-1-2 is back.
The 4-1-2-1-2 is back. I've been playing with 4-1-2-1-2 for a long time now. Recently for the Zidane challenge I tried the 4-2-2-2, but I find that leaves a huge gap in midfield, so I went back to the 4-1-2-1-2. I think it was FIFA 23 when I subscribed to Neal Guides' Patreon for like 3 months, and I'm sure I've gotten better, not per se with the results, but with how to build a team and how to use your formations, how to set up a formation and things like that. I was expecting a little bit more of an actual football coach saying, okay, we're going to do this practice like 10 times, and then next week we're going to practice that until we really nail this, and then we play a game just doing this. So it's not really like that. Most of the courses that you buy aren't really like that. Last year I bought the Team Gullit course and I really enjoyed that too. Gullit himself is a childhood hero, of course, and the Team Gullit they're just awesome. The good thing is they respond personally on your comments and questions on the website, where everybody can watch them and read them and respond to. So that the community of that is really nice. But I felt with Neal Guides, it's more about teaching you how the basics of the game work. So regardless of any patch, you can always play decently. And maybe when you get to a higher level where I've never been at, maybe that's where you need to abuse the mechanics a little bit more and play with more tricks and things like that. But I like that he focuses mostly on keep it simple, don't run, go move into space, all these things, the basics of the basics. So yeah, I would recommend, if you spend money on coins, don't spend them on coins, spend them on courses like this. And then I would say my personal recommendation would be Neal Guides. Obviously he doesn't know me, I have no affiliation whatsoever, and I don't get paid for any of that, so don't worry, there's no gain for me in saying that. I do have a question to you, because Neal Guides goes on to say this:
if you're up against someone who knows what they're doing, you're going to need to change formation.
So if you're up against someone who knows what you're doing, you're going to need to change formation, which for me gives the question, okay, what do we do? How do you do that in game? This year I find it super hard to change formations in game. If we go to my team, these tactics, like last year, you have 5 tactics in game that you can use, that you can change for every formation that you have. I've only set up 2, and it's basically the same formation, which is one is more balanced, and I think one has wingbacks and the other has fullbacks. Anyways, in game I find it quite hard this year to select the tactics changing menu and then read that and change to the one you were thinking of, and then wait for it to happen, etc. So sometimes I change like half time, but most of it I just play in one formation. My question to you today is, what tips do you have? How do we set up the different tactics properly so they make sense? Do we need 5? And also how to change that in game the best. How are you experiencing that? And if you have a tip on what tactics to use with these players for when my opponent knows what he's doing and going over the wings and hard to defend, how do I change that? Do I just pull Rivaldo maybe to a left midfield? He could be a left winger plus. I tried him on the wing and it's not so effective. Maybe it's just not how I play well, but I find him way more effective here in the center. And I would like to say that for my Team of the Year evolution, I am training Adam Militao, which means that Stones could be left back, and that way I could play like that. Then I have Zé Roberto maybe as a left midfielder, or maybe, so there's some options there. Maybe you have tips and ideas for me on how to make this better. Thanks for today, and I'm looking forward to your comments. Cheers, mate.